Greetings and salutations, race fans, motorsport lovers and others, and welcome to Stage 8 on Raceday TV live from our hatched studios in our secret location in Woodmead. He's Hennie de Klerk, I'm Colin Hasty, he's a biker guy.
I'm Clifford Ogle, and I have feelings.
Oh, Cliffy, welcome back. Hennie, so nice of you to join us. Thank you very much. Winner of Rookie of the Dakar.
Many years ago.
It doesn't matter. Once you've won it, you've won it. And you've got to be very proud as a South African seeing the leaderboard and the overall thing just full of South Africans. How cool is that?
Dominated by South African drivers and navigators and cars.
Absolutely.
All three of them.
It's going to be fantastic.
We all ink, Brett, look at all the navigators.
Yeah, and the
cars,
Centuries, the Toyotas.
Yes, yeah.
Love it. Eh? Talking about Centuries, we're going to talk to Brian Baragwanath live from the bivouac when he joins us in a couple of moments. The message will come through our ear. I haven't got a title for this the show today, but I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, it's lekker to be a South African. It is absolutely magnificent. By now you'll know that Henk did his thing. First of all, let me go back to yesterday. I don't have any apologies to make. I have been fired, but my firing has been suspended. As long as I don't say...
No.
I'm not allowed to say the F word. But I can say fast. And that was the story of, I heard that, Hennie. Thank you. Completely allowed. I think it's normal. I think it's totally allowed, but apparently senior management doesn't like it. So, as I say, live from Hatch Studios, you can check them out on the web. It's actually very nice. We were sitting in the chill room earlier, just after we had a magnificent supper, which we'll get to and we'll talk to that. Story of the day. Henk, Guy, Siridori, Baragwanath. South Africa, South Africa, South Africa, South Africa. What a magnificent day it has absolutely been. Henk came out fast, fighting, and then Guy came out fast and fighting. Al Raji was not so fast, he was trying to fight. And then NASA, my note says, bled time all day long. And to be able to do that in this sort of area with some of the dunes and the tracks, I think is quite a magnificent achievement.
If I must say something, doesn't it show you that Dacia is not competitive versus the Toyota? Because with Nassau, if he's losing time in a day like this, it doesn't make sense.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Somebody did say to me that the thing is underbaked and needs a bit of development. And if you want to make that car fast, all you do is you phone Glenn Hall.
Absolutely.
And he'll make it. So right now, the message is coming through straight from Saudi Arabia. Brian Baragwanath, fourth today. Like Moses, he came fourth. 5 seconds. Brian, just 5 seconds.
Hello.
Are you with us? Brian, 5 seconds. 5 seconds from the podium. But you've got to be incredibly happy with...
I've lost audio. Can you hear me?
Lost audio. We can hear you absolutely perfectly. Let me know when you can hear us. I can hear you perfectly. You got us, Brian?
There we go. Comes
awesome.
On now. Yeah, I got you there.
Brian, fourth in the stage today by 5 seconds. But you had Matthew Saradori ahead of you. It kind of makes it up a little bit.
Yeah, good one for the team. It would have been nice for South Africa to have a 1, 2, 3 on the stage today for South Africa. But yeah, for Century Racing, it's also a good one. So we can't complain. We say could we get a Dakar?
And did the stage it run all well for you? No problems?
Really good. We sort of got stuck in the dust today. We just couldn't break a dust gap. It was a bit frustrating in that regard. We could have been a bit quicker, I think at least 2 minutes quicker. We missed 1 or 2 opportunities where we tried to pass the guys in front of us, and we just didn't make it each time. So they're really strict on the overtake rule this year that, you know, when you buzz someone, they have to move, otherwise you can protest them. And in 1 or 2 heated situations, we sort of did get past, and then they buzzed us, and we had to move over. So we just couldn't break the gap on them in that regard. So yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but yeah, you know, in those moments, it's sort of like keeping it cool, not ripping the wheels off, and you can find one piece is what to do. Nice day.
Now, Brian, Julian's been sharing some of the notes that you send back to the pits as you finish the stage and you've got your liaison. What were the bits on your notes that you would like changed for tomorrow?
For tomorrow, we're trying to get our top speed limiter more accurate, so that, you know, what happened today was most of the day we're sitting at 170 on the cruise limiter, so we're trying to get that optimized. Because you're on the speed limit, weaving through vegetation, weaving through roads, weaving through bits and pieces. So to manually try and keep the speed at exactly 170 is quite difficult. So if we optimize the software on that, then we have an advantage for tomorrow, which is what we're trying to do.
I mean, Hennie, that's quite weird, just hearing that, we're just sitting on the speed limit, on the cruise control at 170 k's an hour. I love it. Just, you know, avoiding a few trees and a crossroad and a village. But Brian, you've got to be very, very proud. You know, you've put in so much work. For a lot of people who don't really understand how you fit into the whole Century Racing, apart from being a superstar driver for them, you're involved in the manufacture and the development of it. Just expand on that a little bit for us, please.
Yeah, so I've been with Century Racing since 2018 as a mechanical engineer, and I'm pretty much a jack of all trades, involved all over the place. And yeah, I enjoy mostly getting the performance of the vehicle to its optimum, you know, racing and help develop the vehicle. I can't say it's all me. We've got a really strong team behind us. Julian Hardy and a few of the guys are the masterminds of the project. But we all complement each other and we all help each other and push each other to get better every day.
Well, talking about every day, it's Monday today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. Friday, doesn't really count. You just got to bring it in. You aren't going to make too much time. Wednesday, you've got 120 kilos of probably the most killer dunes in the entire world, probably brought out with some serious tricky navigation to find some hidden waypoints. What's your plan from now? You're sitting, 9th overall. Do you go all out for stage glory?
Yeah, tomorrow's a fast stage. I personally love the fast stuff, so we'll make a good stage again. We close in the front, so the chance of nav mistake is very good. Nonetheless, we want to push ourselves and see if we can manage it up front. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And then, into the lines then, into the empty quarter, that's going to be tough. I mean, there you can lose it all really quickly, so that's not going to be an easy task. It's only 120 k's, but 120 k's of dunes. Our average speed in the dunes can sometimes be 30, 40 k's, so although it's 120 k stage, it can still take us a while.
I'll tell you what, Brian, the whole of South Africa and all of us, the Raceday team, our family, our geeses, our spirits, our best wishes go out to you, to the whole of the Century team, and to all the South Africans and people who would like to be South Africans in the Dakar camp. Thank you for giving us our daily fix, the entertainment, the excitement, and the joy that we have. Everything of the very best, Brian, and thank you so much for taking time to chat to us.
Thanks for following, and well done to Henk and to Guy today. I mean, outstanding performance for the South Africans, so well done.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Be well.
Brian, I just want to... I couldn't hear you. I don't have sound. So I just wanted to say congratulations. I'll listen to the replay to hear what you said. But just send my regards to Leonard as well. But yeah, well done. Eh? You can see I'm giving you my thumbs up. This is as close as I'm getting to thumbs up. You know? But this one works. But yeah, proud of you guys. You know, so absolutely.
Yeah. Right,
Thanks, Brian.
I'll see you this time. Cheers, man.
You've got to go back there
One day.
next year.
You never know.
You're getting hungry and hungry. This is proper FOMO.
Talk about it. Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about, your thumb.
Yeah.
You had a crash.
Yes.
I saw pictures of it. We haven't spoken since then. It wasn't lacquer. What actually happened?
In the crash? Or
No, I mean, the story I heard was that you went out jogging and you thought, it's flat, easy flat.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah. Don't jog the route. The best advice I can give you. Yeah.
It was a bit of a prank, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I took it way too much faster than it should have been, and it's like the mini yesterday. Just hit the back, and then I still thought when I was for half a second in the air, I could maybe still save it, by accelerating and maybe it will pull it out, but that wasn't up to it. So we had a proper roll. And then, interesting, when my nose hit the ground, it knocked me unconscious. I mean, Jean wasn't unconscious; he was okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that I got knocked unconscious, obviously, you can see the footage in the car.
Yeah.
I let go of the steering wheel, and then when the car rolled, somewhere in between there, my hand got in between the roll cage, and got crushed. And interesting, when I said to the doctor, because they operated that Saturday night, they had to operate. Luckily, he could operate like a 2.5 hour thing to try and rescue it. And I asked him the next day, first thing, what question? When can I race again? And he said, let's just save your arm. He said it was touch and go.
Wow.
But, he put in an X-Fix, which was that big contraption that they had to walk around with. You can see all the cuts. But the arm is much better. But looks like everything. I've lost the thumb. That section of it. Can't do that.
But have you still got can you?
Yeah.
You can grip something.
Absolutely.
That's all that counts.
Yeah, exactly. So I must just hold on to the steering wheel.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of you need to hold a beer can and other stuff like that.
Yeah. So I think, he said I'll probably get 80% of my arm back, and so forth. And but the objective is to try and race in Morocco in April, and we'll see. We'll try.
Are the bones healed now? And
yeah.
And have you still got bits of steel in it?
No. There was never steel in it.
Okay, it was that X-Fix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now I'm back at gym, 3 times a week working. I can even do pull-ups and doing push-ups.
So you can do a one-arm pull-up.
Maybe not one arm. If I could do one,
with his strong arm. Yeah, with a strong hand. Yeah.
Remember, if you've got any questions, queries, or comments, send them in via the commenting thing on YouTube and Facebook. YouTube, you can watch it on 4K. The start order and results of today, or start order for tomorrow, are already on the Telegram group, which is growing not as fast as we thought that it would, but it's getting there. And send us the questions, comments, and queries. I just want to say again, South Africa 1-2-4 in the stage, and Henk is leading again, still. We'll talk about cars again, and sorry, did you hear me? I said Henk is leading overall.
Continues.
Again, I just want everybody to know that.
Regardless of all the efforts. Still leads.
In spite of Al Raji and Al Attiyah pinning it today.
Still faster.
He just spins it more.
Yeah.
What a drive. Hats off to Henk and Brett and the whole team for stringing together probably one of the finest drives I've seen on the timing screen in terms of bouncing back from yesterday and the the cluster.
The cluster,
The
yeah.
screw up from yesterday on the organizer's part, bouncing back from that setback to just basically. You think you can penalize me? Hold my beer, I'll show you.
That's like Glenn said earlier, we spoke to him. And he said, I mean, Henk definitely's got some speed
Stuff
left
in
in
reserve.
him. They're not pushing that hard. I mean, they're pushing, but you can see today.
Yeah.
I think he just pushed a little bit harder.
Yeah,
Just shows you the
just
ability.
a little bit. And I still think he's got stuff in reserve.
Yeah.
It would be magnificent to see him in absolute full flight. But the faster you go,
Yeah.
Glenn also had something about driving the difference between 8 tenths, 9 tenths, and 10 tenths. 8 tenths, you have a crash every third stage. 9 tenths, it's every 5 kilometers. 10 tenths, it's every 1 kilometer.
But the interesting thing about the factory teams, the Toyotas and stuff like an Enkele, I chatted to Glenn about it some time ago, is that these guys, Neil and Henk and all of them, they have to go that fast. Because remember, that's why they've got so many cars, because everybody, and they play the odds game. But if they don't have one of those your moments, if you moment every day, thinking I almost made, then he's not going fast enough. Glenn said these guys have to do that pace. That's why they've got 3, 4, 5 cars. Hopefully 2 of the 5 goes through to the top 3. But if Henk doesn't nail it, that's their job. He needs to.
And the team managers are quite ruthless. If it's not fast enough, they'll get replaced.
Yeah,
Talking about Janelle.
Also comes down to it though as well, is that if you're not driving fast enough, your equipment's not working properly either. So you've got to drive it to that level that everything's working in that sweet spot.
Yeah. We've got a lovely picture of Janelle de Villiers, sadly coming home to our great country today. He's still got to be able to have a smile. A snippet of fantastic information. Janelle has competed in 286 consecutive stages of Dakar. That's a lot of racing.
Yeah.
Now, apparently there were motorbikes in this race.
There were, Colin. Thank you for remembering.
Today.
Today.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Biker guy, help us.
Yeah, separate stage. So, Al Diwadimi to Riyadh. And, not a fantastic one for one of your top 10 GP guys. Pablo Quintanilla, 133 kilometers, had a bit of a crash. It seems like it's his shoulder. Luciano Benavides and Van Beveren stopped in to help him. They were recredited with the time. But it was Tasha Sharana that came over the line first, but not to be once the time was given back to Benavides and Van Beveren. He actually finished in third. Daniel Sanders opened the road this morning and did lose a bit of time, but so far not enough. So let's have a look. Stage overall for the day, Luciano Benavides on the KTM, 4 hours 50. Van Beveren second, Tasha Sharana third, Brabeck fourth, House fifth, and then good results for Michael Doherty in sixth. It seems like after yesterday's controversy, every South African had a firecracker lit under their bottoms and everyone came out swinging for the fences. So Doherty sixth, then Daniel Sanders, your overall leader, came in seventh. He definitely cashed in today on the bonus points for leading the stages. Edgar Canet, your Rally 2 leader, was 8th, Nacho Florima 9th, and then Gonzalez finished the top 10. Aaron May, he came in 11th, and then Dwayne Barnard was 53rd with Willem Avenant 92nd, 8 hours 44 behind the leaders. For the stage overall in Rally 2, we're looking Michael Doherty with the stage win, Edgar Canet second, 43 seconds behind, so not the kind of time we were hoping he would make up on the leader, but 43 seconds is better than a kick in the nuts. And then Thomas Mulisch was third. Dwayne Barnard 42nd, Willem Avenant was 81st. So if you look at your manufacturers for the day in the top 10, 4 KTMs, it was a Honda train from second down to fifth, but there are 4 Hondas, 1 Hero, 1 Sherco. 3 withdrawals today, with Quintanilla being the main headline there on the withdrawals. So overall, if we have a look just quickly, and we can get back to the cars because Colin's itching here next to me. Sanders is your leader with 11 minutes over Sharana. Van Beveren is third, 21 minutes behind. Then we've got Benavides, Brabeck, House, Florima, Svitko, Gonzalez, and Santolino. Aaron May is 11th in the GP class. Rally 2, Canet is your leader, Epster second, Dumontier third, Doherty in 7th, Barnard is 37th, and Avenant is 75th. So yeah, tomorrow it looks like we all go back and we race together again.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic because the biker dudes can lay some tracks.
Yeah.
And Henk can not bleed so much time tomorrow because opening, tomorrow's starting orders, it's on the Telegram group already. And they've just, by the way, released results. It was kind of scribbled, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't scribbled,
was
but the frame was damaged at the top, so we had to cut it out. The middle section, the safety, because the rule is you can't weld it, the safety component of it. It has to be a continuous pipe. So Achim had to cut that portion out, so we cut that portion, put in a new portion. So it's a new frame for all practical reasons, and now it's with Chart, the Enrostenburg, and he's reassembling Anthony. The engine is with Anthony at the moment. So at the same time,
yes, Anthony Taylor. So he's making
exactly,
more horsepower.
Yeah. I mean, it's big in my world.
Yeah.
But my engine was Geniel's engine. It came out of his carbon. I still raced the V8 engines.
Yeah.
And now Anthony, like I said, Anthony and Geniel was those, my growing up days in Dakar, not the Dakar and rally. Those always the guys you looked up to. And so I'm driving an Anthony Taylor engine soon. And
very nice.
Geniel, Geniel made that engine fast, and now Anthony's making
it faster, and then you can make it fasterest.
Absolutely.
That's
what is it? Slow in, fast out.
Just flat out all the time. Okay. And then pray for the things. Right, there must be some comments on
There's some comments.
Queries.
Just back to you, man, yeah? The hand and everything, do you have to get MSA to sign it off after the crash that you had? Is there any sort of medical that you have to undergo before you can get back in a car?
I actually don't think so. Yeah, because it's just like a broken bone or anything like that.
Okay.
Once you can drive,
then you back in it. Okay, interesting enough. Okay, let's have a look here because the socials are coming in. Everyone is in a good mood after yesterday.
I wasn't in a bad mood yesterday. I was fine.
Sure.
You know what fine stands for?
Let's not go down that road because any word with an F in it worries me. Cass Kruger, we owe you an apology. We did not know you could stand and pee, so we apologize for that. I think it was like last Dakar and this one we got it horribly wrong. We standing up, we sitting down, but yeah, we apologize to you because you are like one of our favorite family members, but yet we don't know who you are. So our apologies on our side.
I do know, Cassie Kruger. We'll get there.
Can I tell you a P story about Dakar?
Yeah.
Is allowed?
Yeah, you can say anything.
Family
no,
show.
you can't, Colin.
Yeah,
no, you can't.
You can say whatever you want.
No, you can't.
Yeah. I mean, on our last year, on our stage 1, which was not the proper stage, because we got the penalty. We were starting number 191 out of 197. So we started just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We only started. We had 400 and something kilometers. But I think we finished at 11 at night. It will probably call it 7, 8 o'clock. Sun sets at 5. So 7, it's dark. You're getting all the dust in. And you get in that section, there's a lot of side-by-sides getting stuck because the ruts, that's the one thing about these new cars, big wheels, and they make really deep ruts. So the side-by-sides get stuck.
They float on the belly pan.
Exactly. And they easily get stuck, they can't. So there was 2 of them stuck next to each other or behind each other, and we came in and they asked us for help. So I stopped, but it's that difficult question, should you stop or not, because you're sacrificing yourself, your car and all kind of stuff. So I stopped, and but I didn't realize it, that John had a pee like this, but he wasn't saying anything, but we had another 3 hours to go. So I stopped to help these guys, and John was very happy that I stopped, So but they didn't have a rope. Their rope was being used by the guy in front of them. So I said to that guy, while Jean is peeing, we'll wait until you get the rope. But if Jean is finished peeing, we're going. And unfortunately, Jean
he just carried on and on and on.
He just stood there. I think he peed over the side by side. That's a big pee, when he was finished, he strapped him. I said, okay, sorry. I gave you 30, 40, 50 seconds. As long as Jean could. But I haven't seen anybody that grateful as John. He was so happy that I stopped.
There's always that debate about if you really need to pee. Do you pee in the car or hold it in? The mechanics don't like it when you pee in the car.
Yeah, but ironically, I don't think it's actually quite difficult being in the car because it's just your whole
You know, kyk vas die hele tyd.
Yeah, and you have to stand to pee. But sitting and peeing, I had lots of big pees, but I've never been able to. But I would use a pee pipe, thanks to Cheris. Teaches me the trick about a pee pipe. But you still have to loosen a fair amount of your safety belt to try and get. I mean, you can't just sit like it. It doesn't work. Even though you've got, your mind doesn't. You've got to loosen up and you've got to stretch out a little bit like it. Remember, it comes out by your pipe.
The art of peeing in a racing car.
Yeah, but the best thing about the pee pipe is that we must go to some beer festival, with pee pipes.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
you can have two.
Concept,
you can have one in your mouth with a beer attached to it, so you never run out of beer, and then it just goes straight through your body and out the bottom.
I mean, going to one of those public places where you got to drink a lot, you always got a queue for the toilet. Imagine you walking around with, you just stand like that. Ask Terence Moss, he's perfected. That's enough. You can follow him around.
So we can just by follow the tracks on the ground.
Yes.
So it's the marsh pipe. Terence, we love it.
What about something like throwing adult diapers into the mix? Do you think that would be something that would work? I know that's big in casinos, but would that work in a race car?
Yeah, a lot of guys do.
Is it, so that's what they're using?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like going back to being a baby. Like, you never answer the question, how did you sleep last night? Oh, like a baby. Oh, so you woke up after having crept in your pants screaming like hell for food.
That's not a thing, All right, let's move on to the socials, Coach Kruger, what a good day being a Safa. Craig, Galvin, hi guys. Middle finger to the clowns from the FIA from yesterday's cock-up. Great to see TGRSA working as such a team today. SV supporting HL and GB right behind, covering for both. Kevin Retief, this is a good one. If you ever wanted to build suspense, here it comes. Good afternoon all. I have a good question for later.
Who's that from?
Kevin Retief.
Love it, Kevin.
I'm in suspense now.
Kevin, we've got a good answer later.
Hopefully. Such a pity BB lost a bit of time at the end, 5 seconds off on a SA 123. Still awesome showing of SA talent.
Now there was another little bit of lost time. Guy David Bottrell, he shall henceforth be known by those three names. Guy David Bottrell was 1 minute 47 behind Henk, and they did have a puncher. So they had to stop and change a wheel, which I've looked at some of the footage, about a minute and a half,
Problem is, it's probably, from stationary to running, it's 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you lose
momentum. But also, like Lynn said, as soon as that alarm goes off, you stop immediately to change it because you're thinking, and if that tire gets warm, you don't want to put that warm tire back into the car. Yeah. Because then it can ignite before you know.
Don't want that. Look, Brightflace is great, but not Brightcar.
It's expensive Brightflace.
Yeah.
Young Swickers, Colin, you're allowed to say voetsack, hond.
No, hold on. We've got Max.
We do have Max.
Max is in the studio with us at Hatched. Max is Hennie's dog, and it's really cool. You've got such lovely dogs. The way they go around with you, and you got them really well trained. And it's a prime example of the dog reflects the character of its owner.
They say so. Where's your dog?
That's a very scary question.
Rehab.
Okay, we'll get a new one.
I want to, but that's the problem. Yeah.
Andrew Spark, holding all thumbs and whatever else that they can continue like they did today.
Absolutely.
Skulk Twitter, biker dude, that's me. In
Yeah,
case you weren't
you.
sure. Please tell Colin that Henk drove the Hilux like a Yamaha today. I don't know what that means.
Flatter.
Evan Marburg, I'm sure the FIA are thinking very hard on interesting ways to get HL to fall so that they can move their homeboy and the Dacia up the rankings.
I wouldn't go so far on the conspiracy theory, although what they did do today, and Rion's got a picture of them inspecting the suspension.
But sorry, if you're thinking about it, if Henk gets a 2-minute penalty, then Guy would have won.
Yeah, but no, he's already got the penalty in it, and so he finished 3:47 ahead of him.
Okay, for a second I thought.
I was looking at the timing as well. Supposed to be blooming renovating. Anyway, we got a really interesting. The FIA came to measure the droop of Guy David's car, which they have to do. I mean, you know, he's a non-seated driver, and to do what he did today is pretty special. Who was your bike rider of the day, Biker Boy?
Today?
Yeah.
Doherty, for sure.
Why?
Flying the SA flag, I mean, he's had a couple of difficult stages, lost a bit of time over the last few, especially after Raceday. He also was one of the biggest losers after Raceday, but today, top 6, beating your front runners, and I mean, he's Rally 2, he's not even Rally GP. So, yeah, ride of the day for me goes to Michael Doherty for sure.
That's pretty cool. We still haven't spoken about the rest of the results of the cars, apart from, let's just say it again. The winner of stage today, Henk Ladegan, Brett Cummings, 4 hours 51 and 54, 147 ahead of Guy and Dennis, and then Matthew Siradori, Loic Menorda in the Century. Really, really good run from them. 4 minutes off Henk. And then, hold on, we've got another South African pairing, Leonard Kramer, co-driving Brian Baragwanath, and they were 4:09 behind, beating Nani Roma, Yazid Al-Raji. Henk takes 5 minutes 20 seconds out of Yazid. Who would have thought that this was going to be, I mean, they started going into Yazid's backyard, and they are going even more into Yazid's backyard, and you know, for Henk to do that, and then
but today wasn't dunes.
yeah, there was that little, they were dunettes, little ones, and then we have to go all the way to 11th place for Nasser Al-Attiyah, who bled time 12 minutes. I mean, I really thought that Nasser was going to go on the absolute attack. Seth can tell.
Maybe he was on absolute.
Yeah. Hey, Nasser, phone Glenn, he'll fix it in a jiff. But then again, you know, the English don't like to admit to outside help. ProDrive, I've heard words of arrogance mentioned around them, that they know all about cross-country cars. They didn't know that much until they got Neil Woolridge's car there, inspected it, detected it, and then kicked him out and went with a Ford thing. I don't know the details of that whole split, but it didn't sit well with me, the way that Neil Woolridge was treated. But that's just my opinion. More questions from the peoples?
Jan Stradom, how's it from Tel Aviv? Dion Fenter, hello people. We're going to talk pit lane speed limiters in Dakar? Question mark.
Oh, they should be. I think it's 40 k's an hour in the bivouac.
That's even a lot, because the bivouac is so busy.
Yeah.
I even think 40 is a lot. It's probably...
There is, you know, if we were allowed to talk to Bibi, our assistant, or Didi, what's her name now? Or she went from B to D. We would have the answers. I haven't finished with the results yet for the other South Africans. And I've lost Daniel Schroeder, 16th. Now, there were 2 waypoints where he was tracking Henk, which was quite impressive. And, you know, he started at position 397 today after them getting the part from the Nissan dealer and having it fitted there. So I think that's, you know, to pass cars and still keep it quick, Hennie, is not easy, eh?
Yeah. Especially there's lots of trucks. But I mean, like I said, there was some dunes, so there's less dust, so you can be a bit more aggressive. But when there's lots of dust, you can't take the chances, because you get out of the track and you don't know that the track outside the dust, the original track, is not marked. So the cautions are not where it's, you know, so you can easily hit something. You know, but if there's no dunes, if there's dunes, there's no dust, then you can do a lot more.
Tell me what too much dust is. So you're driving behind this guy, you can see his lights, you're close enough for that.
Way before,
not even that.
Remember, the problem is when you see his lights, that's okay.
Okay, so it's
before you see his lights.
And you're blind in that.
Yeah. Especially those trucks. I mean, they make so much dust, and then they're fast. Because those trucks, I mean, they've got those big wheel, big suspension and stuff like it. And ironically, the trucks are almost faster than the cars over the bad when the terrain is bad. Because remember, the big wheels, and they absorb the shocks better. So, you know, obviously the top speed is limited to, I think, 130 or 140.
Yeah, 135. Well, somewhere around about there.
Cars are 170. So you need a decent road to be able to out-drag a truck.
And they've got a lot of torque, so they accelerate quite quick as well.
Yeah. I think they'll out-drag you on the short distance. They really are. But like I said, then they make so much dust. Then you really got to take a chance, because you remember the dust goes like this.
Yeah.
You know, so you drive into that triangle. You got to get close enough for him to almost to start getting out, because you can't. If this is the route, you start. The dust goes like it becomes wide. So where do you start taking your chances here? But then you have to go like 100 meters, maybe 200 meters off the track, to try and get out of his dust.
And it's easy to hit rocks and horrible things there as well. Just to the rest of the South Africans, if the machine will do what it's supposed to do. We said Schroeder was 16th, 17:33, and then Corbin Leviton and Tay Perry with 37 minutes. They're in the car category, and they are 9th overall in their class. So we'd like to keep going with all the South Africans. William Badishall and Stuart Gregory, they were 122 off the lead. Any other South Africans? Puck Klaasen and Sharon Moore, 1 hour 27. I think they are 12th, somewhere in the notes here. 12th, 8th in their class. Leviton and Perry are 6th in the Challenger class. So I cross that off my notes, so at least we don't get lost there. Right, more questions and queries there.
Yeah. Gabo Matlabane, greetings from Botswana. Great to have you back, Colin, after your hearing yesterday.
Yeah, it was this morning. It was lovely, but I am fired, but it's been suspended. And as long as I don't say that particular F word that I said yesterday.
Yeah.
But let me just check how many I've got left to give.
I was quite disappointed. I actually even bought a confetti gun, but I'll have to use it for the end of Dakar now, because I was getting ready to celebrate that you weren't going to be...
and then you're going to sit in my seat.
No, we've got a guy who knows what he's talking about over here.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
Yeah,
but you know more than I do.
That's a rare skill.
But anyway,
That's why I probably don't have much to say.
I make up half the stuff as we going along anyway.
Evan Marburg, tell Brian that I said the reason he went fast today is because of the CR7 bodywork. Jan Schroeder better than yesterday.
That bodywork is pretty cool. Is he there? Just ask him if he's from Dubai. Are you from Dubai? It was Eben, eh?
No, it was Eben.
Eben
Marburg.
I'm sure Eben lives in Dubai, and I'm sure Eben has got some proper body design software. If it is you, just send us a note. Love to talk to you.
Craig, great drive by Daniel and Henry today. Johan, the Dacia cannot match the Toyota's flatline speed. The Ford also struggled with the pace. Going back to what you said, it's just the Dacia's maybe not up to spec there, huh?
Well, if you see how Loeb rolled, I mean, if you look at the Loeb incident, I mean, that little humpy hit, which unsettled that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see a Toyota being unsettled by that little glitch that Loeb. I mean, you can also see the Loeb, how he reacted in the car.
Yeah.
He didn't expect, I think.
He was caught out 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the car, it wasn't him,
Yeah.
It was, and it wasn't, it didn't even look like, it was a fairly quick crash, but it had decent speed, it wasn't top speed.
Can you imagine, I don't know, Toyota marketing department, I know some of you may watch us. Here is one huge opportunity. Like a race of champions in South Africa, maybe even taking in some deserts in Namibia. You take 10 Hilux, are they Buckies now or Hiluxes?
Hilux Buckies.
No, but it's not a Bucky, it's a Hilux. So if it's a Hilux Bucky, it's a Hilux.
Yeah, but if it's a Hilux Bucky, you've covered both angles.
Okay, so you take 10 identical Hiluxes, like these proper racing cars, and you put all the top guys in those things, and you have a race-off. That would be interesting. Eh?
Yeah, super cool. Ducati do that when they do their Ducati week every year in Italy. They get race of champions, they put them all on Ducati Panigales.
But will a Yamaha guy go there or KTM
no, so
guy?
they're all Ducati riders, but you've got Ducati riders that are from BSP, World Superbike, MotoGP, whatever the case is, AMA, even the guys in Moto America. Put them all on Ducatis, all same production road bikes, and away they go.
No, I want to see Yazid, Nasser, Guy, Henk,
Brian.
Brian, Schroeder, no, but Schroeder, we'll make him an honorary. And then who else would you put in this Toyota Hilux Race of Champions that I'm sure... Yeah, Janelle will have to be.
Yes,
one of the Woolridges. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. So if you agree with this race, this challenge concept, copyright Raceday and Hatch Studios, give us your suggestions who else you'd like to put in one of 10 places in Hilux T1 Plus Evo IMTs. The IMT, for those who are wondering, is independent, back suspension, mid-engine, and turboed.
So Hood will give him a spot as well.
Actually, yes, because the performance he's gone here is bloody good.
Second Dakar,
Yeah,
just turned 20, you know. Had a first and a third and a first, you know. Phenomenal drive, for such a talented youngster.
very. I mean,
talking about him for a long time still.
Yeah.
Someone will have to take it over from Henk, you know, when once Henk won 5 Dakars or something like that.
Yeah, and look, by the time Henk's sort of 38, so he wins his first one now, he's 30 now. See if he can win 8 on a trot. Then somebody else will offer him mega bucks, or the wine farm will be doing so well in Stellenbosch. Interesting. Next question.
Yeah, Cass Kruger. That does see in the Mini to some degree look extremely tail happy, and there's quite a bit of debate about that. Even Marburg saying he's been saying the same thing. Jeff in brackets LMP guy and myself were debating it the other day. He says Johan Krobler says it's because of the extremely short wheelbases. Do you think it's the wheelbase that is saying to that effect?
No, but according to me, the wheelbase, isn't it specified?
No, but there's a minimum and a maximum. It's the same as a Toyota, according to somebody who knows about the Toyota.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't imagine. It's
It just looks shorter. Yeah,
definitely looks shorter. I remember that Toyota looks longer, but it's just bodywork. Yeah, because all the weight stops by the wheels.
Yeah.
So it would be. I was surprised to see that the Dacia has a big fuel tank, 560 liters.
Maybe because it's a Nissan V6 uses so much juice.
Yeah. But I thought it was only everybody's running 480s, but they said 560 or 580.
It's quite a lot bigger actually, hey? If it's from 480 to 560. That's
Size counts.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife says it doesn't matter, but we know she's lying.
Well, of course.
Yeah. On the size of the fuel tank, I mean.
But luckily she doesn't speak from experience.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know.
Use the one side.
Yeah, you always can talk.
Bentley has joined the family meeting. For anyone who ever, glad Colin is still there with Biker Guy. No show without you. What a drive today from our guys all round.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that like you. I'm quite surprised by this. I won't lie.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. You said? What is that? I missed it.
Never mind. Don't worry. Watch it on the replay. Bentley says loves the drive today. So pleased. Quibus Bossoff. 1, 2, 3, 4, so proud goes SA. Jan Stradom. Yesterday was a cuck show for sure. I'm just reading it out how it is.
I was told
Management.
that I'm allowed to call what happened in Dakar yesterday a shit show, and I wouldn't be penalised for it. That was the example of the limit that I could go. I could say shit show, but I couldn't say. I can't say that word.
You can say F up, but you can't use the
Yeah, I can't use the other words to it. Because I was wearing this shirt, and they said to me, what does your shirt actually mean? And I said, don't be, and apparently that's, if I was Scots or Irish, I could mention it and I would be applauded. And they said, just take your own advice. So,
Sure.
there we go.
Yeah. Skull Kluter, any update on the suggested routes for the Sun City Rally Raid in May?
Well, strange you should say that, because a little pigeon is coming in on Thursday, and he will bring us a message, because Evan has been looking at the route, and we'll discuss that on Thursday. Great question. Love the way we can theme the whole week, and it all works together. Yeah, Evan Hutchinson has been out on, of course, a KTM, because have you got a KTM?
No.
Thank God for that.
I own 2 wheels. Yeah.
Good, but you've got a Porker. That's Porsche wheels.
Yes, 4 wheels. Yeah. Sometimes it's only two. Yeah.
Two on the road. I love that.
Kevin Retief. So Henk is in the lead and Guy has been told to be the support car.
Yeah.
If he does win, can we say that they won together in our hearts? Question mark. I would say yes.
If they won,
Yeah, says here, Guy's been told to be the support car. If he
Yeah.
does win, can we say that they won together in our hearts?
well, motorsport's a team event.
that's what we said.
There's, if you took the 6 Gazoo Racing South Africa cars, there's probably 85 odd people in the team looking after it. Your teammate is the first one that you want to beat, but everybody is there to ensure a victory. So, of course, claim the victory.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it is. Am I right?
Yeah, but maybe it's a good time to open that can of worms we earlier discussed about.
Which can of worms?
Poor Henk. Ach, not Henk, Guy.
You asked the question.
Yeah. I mean, let's ask it to the rest of the
Oh,
public
you
as well.
ask it. You asked me the question.
What would happen to Guy if Oraji breaks down? And but he's got to protect Henk, or he's got to look after Henk.
Yeah.
Does he have a team order? Is there team orders between Overdrive and Gazoo? From what I can read, there are two independent teams, but they work together. It's maybe like Red Bull and
Toro Rosso.
and
Or racing, whatever they're called now.
Yeah. But the other thing is that so when Wood Guy one is a team order and the other one is a model, is a model question. Because like I said, in Dakar you don't easily stop to help someone, especially not someone that you don't know, because it really compromises your car technically. Because I think people underestimate. Well, unless you have to give them a tow, because then you can easily lose the clutch because the clutches are quite small, or you can break. Remember, and
Drive shaft.
and all those silly.
Okay, let's make it a little bit. Can I paraphrase your question?
Yes.
You go, Bottrell. Hypothetical question. Give us your answers to this, or what you would do. You go, Bottrell. There are 2 cars ahead of you in the stage. You're running third on the road. You've got Henk Latergan opening the road. Then you've got Yazid Al-Raji. The gap in the overall position is 5 minutes between Henk and Yazid. You as Guy, or let's call it yourself, are, 3.5 hours behind in the overall, but you're running third on the road. Your job is to protect Henk. You come across Yazid with a flat wheel. You've got 2 wheels. What do? Give us your answers, and the most entertaining answer, or the most plausible that lines up.
Maybe a flat wheel isn't realistic because by then he will have 2. So only when he's got his third flat will he have a problem. It's when Raji stands and he's got a technical problem.
Okay, let's go with that.
Do you stop and help and ask support, or do you just turn a blind eye and to say, well, if I don't help him, he will lose more time to Henk. And secondly, I'm there to help Henk because Henk you might help Oraji and a kilometer, 2
No,
kilometers.
hold on, let them. No, because these are we'll discuss it at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's a super interesting one. Remember Hennie's words? There's a team order or a team discussion, and then there's your own morals. Right, let's fire away. Give us answers. Let's go do one more, and then I want to ask Hennie a couple of questions about racing.
There's 2 here that I want to get through. GDV, a legend, that's from Jaco Herbst.
Yep.
And then Raven ZA. Can we get Janelle on the show if he's on his way back? You can answer that one, Colin.
I would love to. I really, really would love to. But I do not think that having Janelle on this show would do Janelle justice. One of my plans, or our plans, is to have an extended discussion, a sit down in our head studio here with Janelle and discuss right from the early days of I think it was a Ford Laser that he raced at Kalani, through to his multiple South African saloon car championships, winning Dakar, factory Volkswagen driver versus being a factory Toyota driver. Some call him Glenn Hall's firstborn. They've got a very, very intimate or close racing relationship, which is fantastic. So that's what we'd like to do.
I must tell you, I was privileged to spend the day with Glenn and Hennie last year when they were testing in Gurupan, you know, and I sort of asked Glenn if I can just come through, and I was the guinea pig, because interesting, our racing drivers always want someone next to us.
Yeah.
And although Hennie knows that route by, you know, blindfolded, but it's nice. I just sat there, and every time he does a loop and he come in, and it's Glenn, you know, without a shirt, you know, because it's hot, you know, and Rocco there, and then comes in, and then Hennie just, they've got their own language, you know, because they understand each other so well. And then Hennie just said, a little bit of this, you know, and I'm sitting with him in the car, and he's going flat out, you know, and then, I mean, I can feel some of it, but Hennie's just got that
next level, eh?
sensation, you know, in his buttocks, and he says, change this, and then poor Rocco, he's got to rebuild. You know, they've got 3 or 4 sets of those suspensions there, and it's all they're doing. They're just testing that suspension. But ask Hennie, they stop, and then Hennie gets out, and he says, "This is," and then they, and you know, Glenn is a real. I mean, not only is he very particular and very technical, but a really hard worker. You know, they was there from 8 o'clock until 5, 6 o'clock, and then. I mean, just when Hennie just sits down to have more than a drink, he says, hey, Glenn says, hey, come, get into the car, we need to go for another, you know, there's he doesn't leave any stone unturned, but those two have got a magical relationship, because Hennie understands the car so well, and Glenn understands the technical side of it. Say,
and
up or down, make those
decisions. And Glenn understands the language that Janelle is saying, interpreting the car. We've seen that in Formula One, where they talk about the correlation of the CFD to the on track. So you've got to have correlation between what the driver says and the car is doing, and the message that gets into the engineer's head and then goes back. It's a very special relationship. Right, one more from here, and then we're going to, I want to talk some stuff with Hennie.
Yeah, but Marburg, how are the Redline guys hanging in there? I hope Matthew, Duncan and Graham are doing good.
Duncan apparently is doing very well. Thank you, Duncan, for the kind messages that you sent us. I think they're doing very well. We spoke to Trevor Bland the other day. His hair is looking absolutely immaculately fantastic. Their cars are running well. Their reliability is good. And the first one, I don't even know where the first one is. I can't. The screen is not working, but they're doing well. Terence has got some good feedback. You must know somebody who can get you onto Terence's group, which is really fantastic.
All right.
Hennie,
your side.
You're going to go. Your car gets rebuilt. Are you just going to shake it down here, just as a test, or are you going to try and have a run it in a race?
Yeah, we won't have enough time to race it. So I'll have to test it in a month, so then the car will be ready after the crash and the rebuild and so forth. And then I've got to see if, because I've actually changed in the Morocco race, which I want to do in April, the Morocco Desert Challenge. It's actually got 197 entries, you know, so it's a proper race, you know.
Yeah.
But no professionals or no teams, you know, so it's only privateers, amateurs and privateers.
That sounds like quite a nice race.
Yeah, I think there's 10 centuries, CR6s and 7s there already, and obviously there's trucks and bikes, it's a whole combination, but just the car category is 197. So it's almost bigger than Dakar, you know, and Gert Dusson, he runs it, it's a more of a lekker environment, you know. It's proper, the bivouac at night. It's even got wine and beer, and it's got great steaks. It's a bit more relaxed.
That's
not like
so you can have steak and chips and a beer.
Yeah. And there's these 6 pretty girls, which dresses up every night in a different theme. You know, they serve the bar. You know, you order from them, you buy your tickets.
Do you need some help there?
Absolutely.
I mean, I can go along and just talk.
You'll be our talker.
I'll the team talker.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the plan for April, but Morocco's a lekker race, you know, Morocco, the country, and then Morocco Desert Challenge. Like I said, it's not as tense as Dakar, and that's the plan, but we won't have enough time. I was just going to see it in a month, if I can hold. So what I was saying is Morocco is not FIA.
Yeah.
So the rules are not that strict, you know, they're a bit less, like you don't have a restrictor on the car and that kind of stuff, so it's a bit more. And also I'm changing my gears to paddle shifts.
Okay.
So I have pedal shifts, so I don't have to let go. I can just change from here. We're in Dakar, you still have to.
Any particular reason for that?
No, it's for the hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So in a tight section, because it's left hand, your gear
okay.
on the right.
So you could qualify as a disabled driver.
Looks like it, yes.
I would milk it because if you can get little luxuries like that.
Yeah. I just want the 10 minutes, but I suppose 10 minutes is not going to help much.
Okay, after Morocco, you then bring the car back here. You're going to run it in regional and national races here?
Well, we'll see when it comes back, because Morocco ends middle April, then it's another 2 months to get the car back. And then service again, because Morocco is... what's nice about Morocco, there's no liaisons, but it's 4,000 kilometers.
So it's a proper race,
Same as Dakar, racing kilometers, but they've got 0 liaisons. So after 4,000 kilometers of racing, Chart will have to spend a bit of TLC on it again. So maybe 1 or 2 races at the end of the year. I'll miss the Sun City one, the car won't be back.
That's a pity. But I'm sure you could find a car to go and race that there.
Hopefully by then, I'm still lying low. So renting a car for racing is quite expensive.
Yeah, it's also, there are a couple of things that you shouldn't rent.
Yeah.
Cars and women amongst them.
Yeah. The free Fs. U and F.
You are tempting me.
You're doing a great job. He's going to fail shortly.
If it floats, fly. Okay, and then you've got to prepare the car and get it ready for Dakar.
No, not necessarily. Like I said earlier, if I might not do Morocco because of my hand not being right, I'll see the end of the month. But if I don't do Morocco, then I'll probably do Dakar in 26.
Awesome.
That would be nice. It would be nice to be back.
Of course it will.
Especially because I think Dakar suits a privateer to an extent. You've got to be so more strategic, and not suiting it, because it doesn't suit you from that perspective. But it's a completely different race. You can't drive like these guys, because obviously you're on your own. You're reliant on your own. No one's going to help you.
Yeah.
The odd, like last year, the Cornell brothers, they got stuck one day. We stopped and we helped them and stuff like that. But you get your people that they might help you for a second or two, or stuff like that. But there's no truck coming, kind of stuff. So when there's no truck coming, then if you drive, and especially if you have flat tires, because you only carry the 2 speeds. When you as a privateer have your 3rd flat tire,
you're screwed.
Who's going to lend you one? No one's going to stop. Unlikely. So it's a different rate. It's a different strategy that you can apply. But that 12 days. It's
that's long.
I tell you,
as
long.
you know, it's very long.
No, a lot of stuff can go wrong.
And business-wise, it's interesting times with the foreign exchange and currencies and moving up and down and all of that. It's going well.
Yeah, it's like your sex life. The currencies. It's just up and down all the time. Or in and out. I'm not sure which one do you prefer.
He was on holiday out in the Cape. He had the time of his life with his speedo.
So it
looked like it was mostly up.
I want to go to the motor museum in Lawrenceford. I missed it. It was closed the day I was there.
Yeah, the one in Franschhoek.
No, I was whelmed by the one in Franschhoek. I was looking for more racing cars, and it's quite spectacular the way Franschhoek is laid out, and the Tyrrells and Schecters and the Chevron and that sort of thing. But I want to go and see all the Alphas in Lawrenceford. Besides, there's some very, very nice wine and beer there. Very nice.
You must go back.
I'm going to. That's for
too
sure.
Short,
Yeah.
It's like the Porsche dealer says, you only live once.
Buy your Porsche now.
Yeah.
Right, let's go back to... We've still got to discuss food. We had a new leader in my book. New leader in the food. We've got to discuss what's happening tomorrow. I need to give you my driver of the day, which I haven't worked out.
All right, let's catch up here. Apparently, your FIA president crashing an F1 car while trying to wire it. Jaco Herbst is waiting for the bus. I think that's about the race day experience you were talking about?
Yes, remember that. After my disciplinary this morning, there was a board meeting. I was thrown out because, clearly the bigwigs had to discuss it. But agreement has been reached that there will be a race day experience and at a cross-country race this year, and it will be reasonably soon. So you'll be able to join us as we go on our journey through a race day. We'll take you through the pits. We'll take you through the pits. And there will be highs and lows. It'll be a lot of fun. So just better keep a lookout on that.
Barry Henderson says that the audio has not been working for 4 minutes. Technical team, if you can just check that, if it is still continuing problems, because this could be from a while back. Johan Krobler, the empty quarter is lurking. And then Ibn Marber came back to you and says, yes, he is from Dubai, and yes, he does. He would love to chat to us as well. Switching over to Facebook, Johan de Bruin. Evening, gents and Mr. de Klerk. I really want to take my hat off to bikers, hardcore guys. So happy the Saffers are kicking butt. What a fabulous job Henk and Brett did today, especially after yesterday's disappointment. But let's not forget the brilliant job Guy and Sahud are doing, alternating in being fast, supporting them.
I'm going to interrupt you there.
Interrupt?
I'm led to believe, Jeban, that you did a lot of the design work on the Century, as well as on an Amarok. But I might be wrong with the Amarok, but respect for that Century is beautiful.
And fast.
Yeah, the CR7 is more beautiful than the 6.
Oh yeah, yes.
And it's proper quick.
Yeah.
Imagine how quick it would be with a Nissan GTI engine.
Yeah.
Or the 3.4 Audi, but you can't put the Porsche motor, but it doesn't fit.
But there's a reason why they did that 2.9, because I think it's lighter on fuel, and a lighter engine as well. So they're winning, So there's definitely, but it feels like, I always think it feels like it's slightly underpowered, the 2.9.
But it's running the torque meter. It's certainly, the speed that it's got there now. So who are we to question?
All right.
Me, not you.
No,
at least you own a racing car. Crashed a racing.
Isaac Beitel, well done. Brian Bergwaneth and Leonard Kramer, Century Racing, the real deal. Ryan Bland, Daniel was second at kilometer 74, 12 seconds adrift, past 100 cars, proper drive again. Then Johan de Bruin, that was M Sport that shafted NWM, not Pro Drive.
Sorry, you're right. Okay. You're right. Pro Drive is on the Dacias. I apologize for getting that wrong. Again, M Sport on Ford. You used the word shafted. I agree with you.
Okay, here's one for Hennie. In our series in SA, we have yellow rear-facing lights for the dust. In the Dakar, only the red tail lights, which are otherwise as visible. So, with regards to the lights, which is better?
Definitely yellow.
Is it yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting enough. Jaden Els should get a seat in your challenge.
Yeah.
Yuri
we have to find him a car first, because I see he's selling his car. So.
What's he going to carry on racing Centuries?
I don't know.
Because last race he was in a Century, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yuri Adan says hi and good evening all, and says hi to you, Hennie. Francois Loebscher, I don't think Yazid races on the same road. Guy and Henk don't see them the day before when they pass them. Long message. Johan de Bruin, I will do what I normally do. Say to my nav, jammer van hulle kak te hoor. Back to YouTube. That Dacia would get upset by humps in four ways. I don't think it would survive four ways.
Yeah, but all the butts with their GTIs. I don't know how they live in four ways. And why do you lower a GTI so much? Do me a favor. So keep the car standard.
So you can go over speed bumps at minus 3 k's an hour.
Oh, come on. And then they make them go brr, 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 and the sound all broken.
Pops and bangs.
And then they're slower than the standard thing. Ridiculous.
Jan Stradom says Alonso for your challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're going to bring a Formula 1 guy into it, Max. Not this Max, but the real Max.
Yeah. Doubt it. You probably won't.
I reckon he'd... Yeah, anyway. It took...
Helmut wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it took Fernando a while to get into it. What a guy.
So here's a few people commenting on your question earlier. Cass
Guy
Kruger.
question.
Yeah, about your racing series. My pronunciation might be wrong here, so Kali Roven Pura would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Loeb from Dion Venter. Leroy Polter gets my vote aside from the aforementioned. Sheldon van der Linde. And Bentley's in
Let's
there.
make it out of current cross-country riders.
Okay.
I mean, that makes it a little bit better. But we'll draw up a list.
Yeah,
We'll
maybe 20 cars. 10 suddenly doesn't sound...
Anybody know Glenn Crompton? Ask him to just free up a little bit of budget. I'm sure that Freddie could prepare some cars or, get some done. Let's make it the Raceday challenge in a Toyota Hilux.
Hilux. Cass Kruger says I would watch that show with GDV if we could get him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now on to your question, Henny. Jan Krobler, Dion Venter. No stopping because black and white, get Henk home, win more important. So he says he's not stopping.
unless there's team orders.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
ignore, that's what I'm wondering at the moment. It's two different teams, but isn't the...
There's a common manufacturer.
Yeah.
And they're all in the overdrive pit area.
Yes, yeah. And like I said, so Hood helped Raji 2 days ago when he gave him stop for tires.
I mean, that could be a super orky discussion. Okay, we've got another minute of questions.
Okay, let's get them there quickly. Mario de Souza, if Yazid had no more wheels, I would give him a wheel. If it's a mechanical, absolutely not. My job is to help Henk. Yazid would have to wait for an overdrive teammate. Penny de Souza, hi gents, be like a typical South African robot when the lights aren't working. Look straight ahead and pretend you didn't see them. Only joking, but we know you're not. Janelle trained Alonso for Dakar. Alonso won't settle for anything but the best. Janelle reminds me of the late Ayrton Senna with his technical ability and working with the team to improve the car. King Alfred, thanks guys, I had a nice chuckle. I would hand him a drink while flying by from Jaco Herbst. Eben Marburg, Century, Toyota, Ford and Redline. Then here, a Century with GTR power, you know it's going to haul. Brian and Terence need to talk.
Now, in retrospect, I think Julian's got it right. The Audi's the right size. It's a whole lot smaller than the GTR engine. The GTR lump is massive. The Audi is a little bit smaller. And look, Julian is not in... He's quite astute. He's done his sums and he's come up with something good.
But I would even say that the Ford engine, the dark horse.
Yeah, the normally aspirated one.
Yeah. Because remember when you run the torque meter, not the torque meter, torque measurement, you can call it, you don't have to run a restrictor.
Yeah.
So that V8 makes all the power.
Yeah. And it sounds, it's the best sounding car.
Yeah.
And the weight is fairly the same on versus the turbo engine.
And it's simpler.
Yeah, exactly. So
remember when we
about
clear out of the show, there's a whole lot of sounds that Rian's been putting together that are absolutely magic. That's a bloody interesting one, that. Dark horse in a Century.
Yeah.
In fact, that dark horse motor could go into... Anyway, because it sounds so good.
Does sound good, eh?
And going back to race cars, for a privateer, that's why I run the V8. Because at Dakar, privateer, you don't have, the extra budget you might have to carry the extra people, because you almost have to have your own Martin.
Yeah.
Look now, Daniel, they've got Martin, just looking after his car. So if you don't have your own Martin to look after a turbo generated car, and then also the extra, because there's more work on it, that kind of stuff. Just for a privateer, it's just the V8 is just a simpler solution, much more reliable. And even looked like Daniel at that sensor problem. Lost a lot of time.
Interesting that. And then next year, Dakar, you come back. Then
we'll chat.
Do some more races.
I'll call you.
Tomorrow. What happens tomorrow?
Same thing they do every day.
Go as fast as they can.
They're going from Riyadh to Harad. 112 kilos of liaison, 357 racing, and then 120 of liaison again. So the notes, I've put the briefing on the Telegram group, so there's a whole lot of interesting stuff there. 90% dirt, 3% sand, 7% stoned tracks. Now, are they stoned or are they like way out fully brew? Or tracks with stones? I like to think that they're stoned tracks. There's no dunes. They're on the notes somewhere in here. There's the notes that I found that were absolutely fantastic. It starts off with fast off-piste, and then it goes fast tracks. And then at kilometer 180 to 192, bad tracks. And then fast, and then very fast, and fast and technical. And there's one little bit, Hennie, we were reading about that one, where it says, between here and here, be careful because there are iron stakes 20 meters off the road, or 2 meters off the road.
Yes.
I mean, you hit one of those iron stakes and it's you fraught.
Yeah. Too tight. Because you'll probably hit it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be fast. If you hit it in the typical, if there's dust, you're going to maybe try and look a little bit. And I mean, if you hit that, both left front and right front, or both, on left or right will be talk about. You might have to make a decision who you're going to help. With
Okay, so now you raised the question. What would you do?
Myself.
Yeah.
It depends on who I am.
No, you Hennie, and you're a factory driver for
Yes,
Toyota.
yeah.
This is younger Hennie, and you in the position, and you see Yazid with an issue, and you know the tank's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, obviously Henk is Henk, we'll all try and, in our hearts and in our minds, try and give him the best chance. The problem is just when, like I said, when there's team orders. I mean, obviously there's no team orders, it's easy. You ignore, you just help
Yeah,
them.
because Overdrive have got 10 more, or a whole lot of cars.
Yeah.
So Yazid's got his water boy. If you water boy for Henk, you water boy.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah.
Unless it's right near the end. It would be very interesting if we could get some real drivers who are in this year's Dakar, in this
But
situation.
even Henk, I mean, going back to Guy, he might sacrifice a win. You would love to get a stage win. Now he's
Which
got to pull over.
A stage win now would be good for future Dakars from a seeding point of view.
Yeah, of course.
So
So the only thing we've got left to do is to talk about supper,
Yes,
food.
I was going to say, catering is quite
Hennie
important.
catered for us tonight. Give us the menu as it comes. It was
I can just tell you, it was Trinchara.
yeah.
Okay, the best dish in town.
Where was it from?
Tribeca,
Tribeca Trinchada.
Linwood Bridge, right across my office. So I called my receptionist and tell them I'm picking up 7 Trincharas, 5:15. And it was still almost a little bit hot when I got here.
It was
perfect.
It was
yeah.
very nice.
But best dish in town. Yeah.
Clifford?
Yeah, very good. That is definitely the overall leader. That's the best meal we've had in the last 2 Dakars, I would say.
What were the bits that stuck out for you that you liked?
Flavor was amazing. Chili was really good. But just the meat itself was beautiful. Not too chewy, just the way it should be. Also liked our server and caterer's outfit when he served us. That dress with the cleavage was next level.
That's unbelievable.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
And we had like three forks and 1 spoon for cutlery, so that's new for us. We haven't eaten with cutlery
I had
since
the
we've been
spoon, which was great because I could get more of the gravy and
here.
down my neck faster.
I had a teaspoon, so I also could put it onto my beautifully toasted
Ciabatta.
bread.
Oh.
Ciabatta, So I'm in for that, and the chili was next level. I'm sure I'll regret it tomorrow, but right now I'm smiling. Only complaint was there wasn't more. That's my only complaint. So I'm going to go 9.25.
I'll go 9.64. The only issue was the tin foil was a couple of micron too thin and it broke through. But otherwise, that would have been a 10.
I'll tell the guys. No tin for next time.
Hennie, thank you very much for supper. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing your info and being open and straightforward about your hand. May your hand go from a claw to a machine with all its strength very fast. And we look forward to seeing you at the races again, and Benji and Max and all the other dogs that you bring. It's so lovely to see the animals at racing.
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's been fun.
And let's hold thumbs, you know. Let Mink,
4 days left.
cheering for him.
Just
Tuesday,
not your
Wednesday,
thumb,
Thursday,
though.
Friday.
Absolutely, yeah. Not this one.
Yeah, don't hold that one.
There's 4 days left.
Yes.
And just so that we can rub it in, take these numbers down. 5 minutes and 41 seconds ahead of Yazid Al-Raji, and 28 minutes 55 seconds ahead of Matthias Ekstrom in the Ford M Sport with the fine engine. To our technical team, thank you very much for putting up with us. To my lawyer from the disciplinary this morning, thank you for doing it for free.
It's called pro bono.
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
Pro bono, thank you very much. For you watching, thank you for your comments and for joining us. Remember, be kind, be careful, be nice. But above all, leaving Hatch Studios, it's got to be guns.
It's got to be guns. I'm out.
Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow. Cheers.
Hey guys, it's me again. Yeah, surprise, surprise. It's dark. No, we almost made it in the lights. We stopped to get McDonald's. I'll share a picture of that in the race car. That's pretty funny. And then came into Riyadh. Riyadh's huge, man. I must check it. I think it's double the population of Joburg. I think I saw that last time, but I will confirm. If someone wants to look it up, let us know. The traffic here is stupid. It's mad. Not that much fun in a race car I drove. But yeah, we're having a pretty good day. We got a bit stuck up one canyon. Again, we'll make TV. I made some cool videos on the GoPro, but the cameraman came down and filmed us. The helicopter was above us, so pretty certain we'll make some TV time for that. And then we went once or twice over some dunes. Trying to help all on this, but we hit in some square dunes, and we ate shit there at the end. I think you guys saw the video. It's on the group. That was a hard impact. So I thought my back was a bit sore. It's just, I must say, now that I'm back and body's cooled down, my right shoulder blade, like in the middle scaphoid, is pretty sore. So definitely going to go see the physio or the chiro or whatever. Need to just check that out. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great. So I sorted out. That was pretty much the hardest impact. We had a pretty solid one at the beginning. I think I shared that picture of us hitting the nose. We've done it about 7 or 8 times, but today we ate it properly. At least on video, so you guys can see how bad we eat poo sandwich. But we're still going. 3 more big days left, and then the short 60k on the last day. So I do have a bit of anxiety for the dunes. I really don't want to do any more of those. It really hurts when you nosedive like that. So I'm holding on like hell. So hopefully we can do it. Will was cutting the dunes a bit before, trying to guide him a bit on some of them. But if you hit the dune square on the other side, you're going to nosedive. So anyway, hopefully we can carry on and having a shower and meet the boys for some post-race dinner. But I've already had McDonald's, so I'll just have some pudding. And all good. Otherwise, we're still going.
Mm-hmm.